Hi everyone, this is Jombo here and welcome to this video. You've probably heard the expression leads are the lifeblood of a business, which is true, but why is it? So whenever you're trying to establish a business, your number one problem at first is always going to be whether you're going to have enough customers. And that's when leads come into place and lead generation. So by having a constant stream of leads, essentially you're ensuring your success pretty much as long as you're able to serve those leads. In this video, I just sort of want to go over the fastest way that you can generate leads, which is paid ads. Feel free to drop a like if you would like to see how you can generate leads organically. I would be happy to do that. By the way, if you don't know what I do, I'm on a mission to help solar owners never have to worry about client acquisition ever again with our acquisition systems. And I'm making these videos because that's the least I can do. So with that said, let's jump in. So for the first step, I just sort of want to explain what the overall logic behind, getting leads and making those leads work and getting sales and projects. So the first step is always you'd have to look at how much you want to make. Let's say you want to make 20,000 in 1 month, which is absolutely doable. And let's say that you make around 5,000 profits per job, which is, I think it's benchmark. That means that you're going to need 4 projects. So now you know how many projects you need. Now you'd have to determine what's your closing rate. The closing rate is when you're at a sales opportunity and the sale goes through. So if we calculate with an average closing rate of 50%, which is ideal, I would say, then you're going to need 8 appointments. Oops. You're going to need 8 appointments. And in order to get those appointments, you're going to have to call your warm leads or cold leads in that sense. So for warm leads, there's a metric known as the appointment booking rate, meaning how many leads you have and how many appointments you book. So let's say that your appointment booking rate is 30%, which is not bad. So this 30% metric applies to warm leads. Warm leads are the leads who signed up to your offer or shown some sort of interest towards you. In the case of cold leads, meaning that you'd buy a list, for example, the appointment booking rate would be between 3 to 5%. I would say that's a good appointment booking rate for cold audience. So if you have a 30% appointment booking rate, for that you would need 27 leads, which is again absolutely doable. So if you have an appointment booking rate of 30% and you need 8 appointments, then you're going to need 27 leads. And at the case of warm leads, you're going to have a cost per lead, which is how much do you have to spend in order to get a lead. So for newbies, it would be anywhere from the $20 to $100 range. I'm going to assume that you're already somewhat educated in advertising. So if you have a $20 lead cost, then you'd have to spend $540. You receive 27 leads. You received 8 appointments. You close half of it. So you have 4 new projects now. And that's how you can make 20,000. This is a really great framework just to look at sort of how much you have to spend and how much you want to make. And you can plug in your metrics here. So let's say that you might be profiting a bit more than 5,000 or your closing rate can be a bit lower. So by plugging your metrics here, you can determine how much you want to make and how much you have to spend for it. If you don't know your metrics, probably your lead cost is going to be a bit higher and your appointment booking rate is going to be a bit lower and your closing rate could also be a bit lower, which is fine. So now let's get to the technical part. So whenever you're trying to start an advertising campaign, you're going to know what you're going to offer. So the question of what, the question of to who, so who you're going to offer the what, which I'm going to explain in just a second, and how you're going to offer it to them. Okay, so let's break those down one by one. So the what is going to be your offer. The question of what is what are you going to offer in your advertising campaign? So what you can do is you can just pretty much go with your core offer, meaning, hey, this is what we do. Would you like us to install solar panels to you? Which would work, but it's not really catchy because it doesn't really give them a reason to sign up now. So that's when other offers come into play. So a really good way to go about this, and quite a few people do, is that the country you live in or the state you live in offers some sort of tax rebates or any other incentives for installing solar panels, then you can use those in your ads. Here's an example. So solar tax credits grant you a dollar for dollar tax deduction up to 30% of the total cost. So you're not really offering any discount, you're just telling them, hey, there's an opportunity that the government provides for you to get solar panels a lot cheaper, which is amazing. But also, if you do want to offer something extra, don't do discounts, because discounts are lame, first of all. You can offer a guarantees or a bonus. So you can guarantee a speed of installation, you can guarantee a speed of interconnection, or you can just guarantee workmanship. So by using those, you can charge a bit more and get people to sign up now to that offer. So now I would like to show you the who. So how are you going to set up your target audience? For that, I'm going to go to the Ads Manager. And let's say that you're based in Mexico City and you'd have to determine your radius, meaning how far are you willing to go for a job. The maximum amount that you can set here would be 50 miles, which is quite massive. And here, this is going to be your target pool. You cannot directly search for homeowners. So what you can do here is that you can add multiple parameters to try to target people who are homeowners. We've experimented with this a lot, and here's the best combination that worked for us. So it's gonna be recently moved. It's gonna be home improvement. Do-it-yourself projects. So these three would be sufficient for you to target homeowners. However, here's a pro tip. If you buy a list of homeowners in a certain area, the list can be cold, but then you can put that list into your campaign. That way your campaigns are going to be really, really accurate, and there won't be any margin of error, whereas here there's going to be some. So now we determine the who, and this is the last part, is going to be the how you can do that. So this is the overall anatomy of an ad, and I'm going to show you examples for it. So let's go over it real quick. So let's start with the image. That is the easiest. So an image has to be eye-catching. That is the main function of an image. A huge misconception is that images have to be professional, which is definitely not the case. An unprofessional picture can also be eye-catching, and images are great for stopping the scroll, and that's pretty much what they do. So then you're going to have the headline, which should be congruent with the call to action. I'm going to be explaining that in just a second. And then you're going to have the copy, which does all the talking and all the convincing for you. So the anatomy of a copy is going to be a hook, a body, a call to action. So what should people do? And then a scarcity element might be applicable, depends on what you're doing. Yeah, so let's put this into practice. So let's just look at this ad, for example. This is the body of the ad. This is the image, which can be a video as well. This is the headline. So here the hook is, "Hey California home and business owners." So hooks are a great way to attract the attention of your target audience, because when they see your hook, they're going to be, yes, I'm a homeowner, and yes, I live here. And they're going to read through your ad because they think that it applies to them, which it does. So now let's move to the body of the copy. So if you're using your core offer in your ads, then the only thing that you can do is show your value proposition. So why people should go with you instead of someone else. So here you can see that they do a free in-person estimate, which is amazing. And then, yeah, so that is their value proposition. And then here's going to be the call to action. So click below to request a call to discuss a free quotation. This is their call to action. As you can see, this is somewhat congruent, and the body of the ad does the talking for them. One important note is that a call to action has to tell them what to do and how to do it, meaning click below to request a call to discuss a free quotation. So it needs to be really detailed about what people should do next when you want to get in contact with them. So now that you're armed with this framework and this knowledge, you're going to be able to start generating leads on Facebook. And the way you know that you're doing well is that your lead cost should go down to around $10 a lead. It's not going to happen by accident. You'd have to keep on improving things, but if you do it well, it's gonna be around $10. So that's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching it. Feel free to hit that like button because it's there for a reason. And let me know in the comments what topics you want me to cover next, and also make sure to subscribe to get more content that keeps you engaged. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have an amazing day.